Hey guys, Squirrely here. Thanks again for joining me on the third episode of our trading tips and tricks. So far, people have really been liking them. They keep asking me every time I check my profile or my Steam group or even in game. They're saying, hey dude, I love them more. So, alright, here you go. Here's more. Hope you guys enjoy and see you on the next one. Alright guys, so first one on the list, something you want to look out for and something you could technically, of course, do yourself if you're feeling kind of evil. But these are people who basically pretend to be your friend to get really good prices and get good deals on things. So there's some people that go around and they literally just add a bunch of people that they see regularly in trade servers, or maybe they did a trade with previously, so they keep them on their friends list. And they kind of, what they do is just go around asking their friends for really good deals. I had a couple people that I thought were cool that I used to see regularly, so we became kind of friends talking about trading. And then out of the blue, they would just message like, hey, what do you got for sale? You know, kind of pretending like they're interested. They already know what you have for sale, or they could easily look it up, right? They're just trying to make small talk. And then you tell them, and they basically ask, you know, without saying it directly, they're basically asking you, what kind of good friendship discount can you give me, right? So they're looking for a good deal. They're looking for a quick sale or a large discount because you're friends, right? You want to help your friend out. Why wouldn't you? And then they'll try to sweet talk you if you kind of don't agree, but basically what you learn is that these people are adding tons of people, just asking them for really good deals on things because they're friends, right? Or they kind of try to trick them into trades because they're using sort of the friendship card, the trust thing, which obviously in trading trust is a big part of it, right? So just be careful for people who you think are your friends. I've definitely had to delete a lot of people from my friends list who are just, you know, you can tell they kind of have bad intentions. You know, they might not be bad people, but they're trying to make profit off you, you know. So it's like, to me, it's almost insulting. It's like, you said you're my friend, you know I'm not selling this item, and you're not only asking me to sell it to you, but you're asking for like a ridiculously good deal. Kind of not very cool. I would never do that to you, right? So don't be afraid to, you know, kind of stand up for yourself and your items and say like, you know, I understand you want a good deal, but like it's worth a lot more than you're asking, and I'm not just going to give it away because you're my friend. Or you can just do what I do and they just delete them out of nowhere, and they'll figure it out later that what they're doing is not cool. So the next thing on the list is people who sell things as a set. So this is pretty much almost always a bad idea, because what usually happens is someone has like one nice thing, like a cool whatever, like sniper misc, like a burning sniper misc, and everyone's interested in that, right? But what they do is they throw in a bunch of other stuff in the set, like a certain sniper rifle and a melee and a misc and some other hat or whatever. And basically, they won't even let you offer unless you offer on the whole thing. So it really hurts your offers, right? Because what are the chances someone wants to buy like all 6 of your items, right? They probably like one thing, maybe 2. So it just hurts your offers because people don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff. They're just interested in the one thing. It's just kind of a cheap way for people to kind of just get rid of a bunch of stuff that's hard to sell because they put it in a set with something that's really nice. That's definitely will be easier to sell. And also, I recommend not doing this yourself. There's obviously exceptions to the rule. If you're selling like a purple energy with a green energy and you can make white energy, that's kind of a cool combo. You can sell it together as a set. Or you have something that's themed like Scorching and an Isotope rocket launcher and a green outfit. Like those things are, you know, for the most part acceptable. Most people don't mind doing that. And definitely don't, you know, feel bad about offering. Some people are very stern about offering on the set only. Don't even offer otherwise. Just ask them. If you're polite, most of the time they'll be okay. Just say, hey, you know, if you were to sell this by itself, you know, how much would it take? Or, you know, if you have any trouble selling this, would you be interested in selling it separately? I think I can make a good offer. Stuff like that. So most of the time, it sits there as a set. It gets no offers, or people offer on the one item that is cool. And then eventually they get tired of getting no offers, and they're like, okay, fine, I'll just sell it separately, whatever. Or they'll give you a good deal on the whole set if it's not bad. So definitely don't recommend selling things as a set unless it's really cool, or all the items are really cool and you know you can sell them together. And I definitely, you know, recommend not offering on sets, because then you're probably going to get stuff that you don't want with it that's going to be harder to sell. So don't sell things as a set unless you think it's a kind of an exception to the rule and it's going to be pretty cool. So something else you guys definitely want to look out for, this is super easy to miss, is basically when you have the wrong items in a trade. Now this goes a lot of different ways. You know, the older version of this was, you know, called quick switching, which basically you're in a live trade and maybe you're putting in like 100 keys or 100 ref. So you're putting them in super quick and they basically switch out the item for, you know, a completely different item, or they take it out, or they switch it for an unusual or strange that looks the exact same and you can't really tell unless you hover over it and double check. But this also happens a lot in trade offers, so just be careful. Sometimes people will send a counter trade offer and it looks good, right? Like they're paying full price, or it's a hat you wanted, but they switched their item, so it's not the Burning Team Captain that you thought it was, it's now the Nuts and Bolts Team Captain. You know, and if they're really sneaky, sometimes they'll rename it and stuff like that. But This also happens a lot on Steam's end. There's just errors and bugs. So there's sometimes I will get a trade offer and it looks like a donation, right? And they even put a comment like, hey, love your stream. How about this trade? Or take a look at this. Tell me what you think. And you look and it's like, why are they just giving me 10 keys out of nowhere? Or why are they, paying way more for my one item or something like that? And then what happened is Steam is just bugging out. So trade offers are buggy. Sometimes it shows nothing, right? If you check on your phone, it'll just show their profile, your profile, and a trade, and you can't even see what's going on. So just be careful. Always check all your items, even whether it's a live trade or a trade offer. If your trade is buggy and it looks like they're just giving you free items, just wait. Don't accept it. Don't decline it if you want. Just wait on it, or send them a comment saying, hey, the trade's bugged. Or your trade offer is not working. What were you offering? Just to double check, because it's so easy to accept a trade, right, when you can't tell what it actually is, and then you lost your favorite hat or you lost a bunch of items because it just didn't load properly in the window, or you weren't paying attention and they kind of switched out the items. So definitely be careful. It's easy. It can happen very easily, and it's devastating when it happens. Basically, you got scammed. In some cases, you scam yourself, right, because you just weren't paying attention. So next thing on the list, something you guys will definitely see in servers, trade servers, even just regular servers. It's pretty comical when you see it, but it definitely works well, so I understand why people do it. It's when people basically lie or pretend that it's their birthday, or they're a girl, or they're brand new to trading, or basically anything they can think of to kind of just get a free gift or free handout. So I've seen people go pretty far with this. They have like fake profiles that actually have a lot of hours on them. They have a picture of a girl like on a phone. It looks believable. And they just go around basically just being friendly and just, kind of hint, I need some free stuff, or hint, this is my favorite weapon, does anybody have it, or people just straight up saying, I'm new to trading, please donate, or, it's my birthday, I'm so excited, I want my first unusual, what do you guys think, can anybody help me? So they're basically not just, sometimes they're straight up begging, right, which is just stupid, but a lot of times they're kind of acting like they're innocent or they're super new and, just please help me out if you can, but they're not saying it directly. So, and I have no problem with giving stuff away. I've given away tons of keys, low tier unusuals, paints, weapons, just stuff that I kind of feel like if I meet someone in a server, they're super cool, they're genuine, and they're a new trader, and I want them to do well, I've given away stuff all the time. But what stinks is when you meet someone like that, you give them stuff, you're like, hey, you're a really cool guy, you're really fun on this server, thanks for hanging out with me, I know you're brand new, here's some weapons, here's a key, here's a nice misc, and you give them a good amount of stuff, and then you look on their profile and they traded it, and you look at who they traded to, and it's their alt account, and they're not new to trading, they have a lot of stuff, they basically cheated you, they tricked you out of, pretending like they needed a handout and they needed some help. So that's when it really stinks, is when someone, is pretending like they're homeless, begging for money, but they're not homeless, right? And then you help them out and you feel bad. So it also works the other way. I mean, technically, if you want to make a fake profile or change your name to It's My Birthday and run around service begging for a ref or keys, eventually someone's going to help you out, right? Because people are just good, I think, by nature, and a lot of people in TF2 are generous. So it's kind of scummy, running around basically asking for free stuff, but it does work. In general, from my experience now, unless I know the person or know friends of the person, I pretty much don't give out free stuff unless it's just a completely random gift. So just be careful for that. If you want to use it to your advantage, go ahead, but it's kind of scummy. So last thing on the list for this episode, something you guys definitely will look out for, is people who are basically quick selling tons of hats, or they just have tons of hats that they're quote-unquote discounting. So you see people who their backpack is just like skyrocketing every week, and you're like, what is going on? Basically, anybody who's just has so many items and they're just, it's too good to be true, right? They're quick selling. I've seen people with their names like quick selling 50 unusuals, quick selling 100 unusuals. Thing is, their name doesn't change. They're always, quick selling hundreds of unusuals. So you just want to look out for these people because they're almost never quick sales, right? They're just a discount, or what a lot of people do is they'll just crank up the price on their hats. So there's some people who strictly only buy like really outdated hats or outdated priced hats. They only buy like all class hype hats. They basically buy things, crank up the price like crazy, and then they're quote unquote quick selling if you offer enough peer. So they don't have a peer price, they don't have a quick sell price. They're just basically like saying, I'll quick sell it if you offer 400 keys because I think it's worth 500 keys, even though it's only been sold once for like 90 keys, right? So be careful of these people. Also, a lot of times what you'll see is they have so many hats and it's just too good to be true, right? They're quick selling so many hats. They always have all these hats. They never change their name, right? To quick selling 100 key or 100 unusuals, quick selling 90, 80. It's always a ton. They just have so many. So you just know that there's something fishy going on, right? If you watch these people, I just personally never traded with them. I don't really talk to them because I know there's just what they're doing is there's eventually going to get caught for something tricky, because you can't just buy crazy quick sells all the time and flip them. Eventually you're going to get caught doing something fishy, trading with a scammer or scammer alt, and they do. A lot of the times these people who have huge backpacks that are selling tons of unusuals, they get caught. They get caught once, they get a warning, they get caught again, they're banned, they're marked, so you don't want to trade with them, you don't want to get marked because you thought it was a really good deal. So general rule of thumb, if it sounds too good to be true, if someone's quick selling 50 unusuals, it probably is too good to be true. And if you actually look into the hats, a lot of these people who just have a ton of hats and a ton of items for sale, they're usually not that good. They're like misc hype hats or all class hype hats. They change the price, they inflate the prices like crazy. Or these are people who basically just stock up on a bunch of like old outdated priced hats. So it's like, you know, a hat that they got for like 50% off, and they're trying to sell for full price because the price hasn't been updated in forever. Or there's hats that are unpopular, or they're hats or items that are super rare or kind of unique. So let's say, you know, one of one in the world, and they just make up some crazy price because they think that it's going to be worth a lot more. So anytime you see someone with, you know, that's just quick selling a huge amount of unusuals, or they're quote unquote quick selling everything they own, just be vigilant. Watch them for a while before you trade with them, because you don't want to get banned for trading with them, and you don't want to be involved with them if something happens, right? Because when these people get caught or busted, they basically just they fall apart. They start pointing fingers at other people and trying to take them down with them. So if someone's quick selling 100 unusuals, you know that they probably got a really good deal on their item. So I wouldn't be offering them, you know, another really good deal on it, because you know they got it for a crazy good discount. So they're just trying to flip it for a little bit more, and they just do it on such a massive scale that they don't care, right? Thank you guys for joining me once again on this third episode of Trading Tips and Tricks. I definitely have more to come. Please keep posting your questions to me in the comments or my profile or Steam group or wherever you prefer. I am still collecting them for kind of a Q&A. I just want to keep things in order with these trading tutorials, and I do have a lot of other cool ideas. But feel free to please check out my other videos. I have a lot of stuff on unusuals and themed hats and combos and all kinds of crazy stuff in the world of the TF2 economy. So thanks again, and I will see you guys soon.